Hello, real estate people. We had another vacancy, another apartment go vacant down at the 12 unit. Let's go and take a look. So the lady that lived here before, she was an inherited tenant. I've owned a building for 7 years, and I remember when I was buying this and touring it, I was thinking this is going to be a pretty big remodel whenever she moves out. So let's see what we got. So the ceilings are yellow, but I don't think she smoked. That may be old damage. I don't know. The lady was in a wheelchair, and as you'll see, that caused a lot of damage. See, like the cabinets, hopefully we can paint those and salvage those. It's not bad. Not bad at all. But the ceilings, I don't know if you can pick it up, but they're very yellow. So we'll have to use, I'm going to try to use Kills Restoration Primer on that. Oil-based primer, shellac-based, does a really good job, but it stinks and it's hard to clean up. So the Kills Restoration is water-based, so if I can get by with using that, I'm going to try to do that. So here's more damage. I'm just going to replace this door, I think. It's got a hole in it down there. See, I put in that ceiling fan a few years ago. All new outlets and switches. The baseboards are pretty rough. This is just going to have to be replaced. The rest of them can hopefully just be painted, cleaned up and painted. Closet doors don't appear to be in horrible shape. We can probably paint those. I can see they got paint on them when they painted this room. Here's more damage from the wheelchair. This door, there's damage too. So we're probably going to have to replace this door as well. The vanity, it's shot. It's got damage to it. This thing is shot, so we'll replace it. It's not very attractive anyhow. Baseboard behind there is going to need to be replaced. And hopefully, I'm praying this tub will clean up. It's pretty rough, but hopefully we can clean it up. You can see there's been water damage here. Someone's tried to patch. Let's look inside this closet. I can probably salvage this door. I think I can just paint this white and salvage it. Water heater, 08, so what is that, 12, 16 years old. So we'll just go ahead and plan on replacing this while we're in here. So that's the before. Stick around, I'll show you what it looks like after we finish it. Alright guys, let's go and take a look. So here is the apartment after we finished it. So the ceilings look much, much better. We just covered it one coat of Kills Restoration Primer, and that covered up all the yellow. I'm not sure what the yellow was, but covered it all up, and we didn't see a need to put a top coat on this. I mean, it's a flat white primer, so really no need to put ceiling paint on it. And I think it looks pretty good. Definitely brightens up the place. The stove cleaned up. I have pans, new pans, and that knob, missing knob on order. Should be in the next few days, hopefully. And we replaced this hood and put in a new dishwasher. I didn't end up painting the cabinets. We were able to get most of that black rubber off there, and I did restore a finish on it. And you know, it's not perfect, but I think it'll be good enough for this apartment. Underneath here, for some reason, the guy that remodeled all of these, he tore all the bases out under the sink. So I don't know why he did that, but I've always hated it. So on this one, what I end up doing is building a 2x4 frame all around with one support in the center. And normally I put down plywood, but I found this at Lowe's. This comes in 2x4 sheets, and it's 3/8 thick, and it's PVC. So it's about $25. These pieces I just had in my shop, so I just used PVC regular pipe glue to glue that to the board, and then I caulked all around it. So it should be good. Hopefully it'll clean up easily, and it should never rot, being that it's PVC. So I think it'll be a good solution. We'll see. Time will tell. I don't know if I mentioned we replaced the dishwasher, cleaned up the cabinets real good. We're able to salvage the fridge as well. In here we replace the door to the bedroom and the door to the bathroom, but we were able to just paint that little utility closet door, as well as the closet doors. We just painted them up, brightened them up, and it looks much better in here. Of course, we replaced all the outlets and switches throughout in the bathroom. Put in a new vanity, new faucet, new mirror, light, toilet. The tub was a real pain in the ass to clean. I must have cleaned this 5 times. And it's not perfect, but I think it'll be okay. And I did have to replace that drain cover there. It was completely rotted out, so I ended up putting a new one in there. And in here, we did put in a new water heater, got rid of that 16-year-old water heater. And I like to add an expansion tank. We don't necessarily need them in my area, but what this is, it's got pressurized air in this half and water down here, and there's a bladder separating it. And so as the water heats, if it doesn't have somewhere to expand to, like there's a check valve in the system and it can't expand out to the city, if you don't have this on here, it'll start leaking from your temperature and pressure relief valve here. So this just adds a little cushion so that water can expand. And the reason I add it, I always keep the water shut off at anytime we're doing a rehab or an apartment turn, because you never know if you put a nail or screw through the water pipe, or if some of the new fixtures you put in start leaking. So I always shut this off, but when you do that, there's nowhere for the pressure to back up to the city, so then it'll start leaking. I've done it before, come in the next day and there's water over the floor where this started leaking out the pressure relief valve. This is the way I prefer to install water heaters. So we put a brass T in here for the expansion tank, and then a nipple out, and then we use just regular flex hoses for the hot connection and to go from this nipple up to here. I just like this way because it's nice and simple. If I ever have to replace this, I don't have to pull out the torch and be cutting copper pipe and all that. I can just put some new flex hoses on it. Should be able to reuse the brass, and it's a nice simple replacement. And if you're wondering why this is kind of sideways instead of straight, it's because this closet's extremely tight. If I move these over to the center, this door won't close. So the nice thing is, since it's all flex connections, I can just manhandle this around if I do need to get in there to work on it. So it shouldn't be a big deal. So anyhow, that is the tour. Please leave comments. Let me know what you think about it, what you would have done different. I'd love to hear from you. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next one.